So today I'm going to explain every legal Latin terms in 3 minutes in basic English. I'm going to try and keep it simple, concise and easy. Okay, so where do we start? So I'm going to cover the following topics listed here in the video. Feel free to skip ahead to whichever one that you want to know the most. So let's jump right in. Okay, so the first, obiter dicta. Obiter dicta are observations that are made by judges that are used to help judges make their decisions. Okay, so let's imagine that you take Jeremy to court. Now, Judge Bumble convicts Jeremy of theft. During his speech whereby he convicted Jeremy, he also made some very good points regarding burglary. Imagine 2 years later, you take Jemima to court for burglary. Now, Judge Jack looks to the previous case 2 years prior concerning Jeremy to help make the decision for the current case. One judge using another judge's opinion in let's say an older case is called or can be called obiter dicta. Okay, on to the next, habeas corpus. You have the right not to be locked up without good reason. Basically, they can't really keep you detained unless if you have like an upcoming trial or something of the sort. Right, on to the next, de minimis. So it is used in law to describe something that is so small or insignificant that it can generally be overlooked by the law. Okay, so imagine that you're driving to work, you're driving 1 mile an hour over the speed limit. Obviously this is so small or insignificant that the law will overlook this decision and you won't be charged. Okay, on to the next, ex gratia. So quite simply it translates to by favour. Ex gratia payments are made by one party to the other out of goodwill without any obligations. Okay, on to the next, ultravires. So I like to define this one through an example. Okay, so let's just imagine that you're the CEO of Virgin Media. Let's just say that you've spent all your money and you want to take some money from the company's bank account to buy some private jets. Not only is this illegal because of embezzlement, but it is ultravires. It means that it is beyond your powers to do something like this. Okay, on to the next, inter alia. So this literally translates to among other things. So let's say that you're compiling a bunch of legal documents and you put inter alia. This means that the list of legal documents that you are providing, let's say for evidence, is not exhaustive. So there are more legal documents that you could include, but you're not including them here. Okay, ratio decidendi. The legal reasoning behind the result of a decision is ratio decidendi. Okay, let's just explain this for an example. Imagine that you go to a bar, you buy a drink, you fall ill. You find that there was a slug at the bottom of your drink. Now you are really angry and you take the bar to court for their negligence. Now, the court makes a decision that they in fact will be charged with negligence, and the reason behind it is because they owe you a duty of care. Now, their legal reasoning behind the result, the fact that they owe you a duty of care, is the ratio decidendi. Okay, on to the next, cognates. So this literally means all relatives, whether through the mother's or father's bloodlines. On to the next, dolly incapax. Okay, let's do an example for this one as well. Okay, so let's just say that Joanna has a baby. Now, her baby is extremely or abnormally strong. At the age of 2, the baby punches Joanna in the face and Joanna dies. As the baby is very young, being only 2 years old, the law just assumes that the baby is incapable of evil. Anyone under the age of 10 is dolly incapax, basically incapable of committing an offence. Okay, on to the next, majestas. So this is ultimately a crime against the state, like treason or also like desertion from the army. Now on to the next, staredecisis. Now let's explain this one through an example. Okay, so let's just say that you land on another island, you make a rule, and the rule is that you're not allowed to punch anyone in the face. Next year, Jeremy actually punched someone in the face. However, the reason why he punched someone in the face because he was defending himself. So you make the decision that he should not be punished because he was acting in self-defense. 2 years later, Kiara now punches Jeremy in the face. However, it was in fact because she was defending herself from Jeremy as well. You follow the same line of reasoning as you did in the previous case with Jeremy. Stare decisis says that you should follow previous cases, previous precedents. Okay, on to the next, relegatio. It ultimately means if you are exiled, you do not lose control or ownership of your property. Okay, on to the next and the last, dolus, and now this literally translates to fraud. And that brings us to the end of the video. This may in fact be slightly over 3 minutes, but who cares, we've got the information that we need in a concise, simple and easy manner. So that is Latin legal terms in 3 minutes in basic English. If there's anything you want to add or ask, please use the comment section below and I will get back to you. Make sure to subscribe for another 3 Minute Thursday, and thank you for watching. Goodbye.